Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I have some breaking news coming out here for you. So just in the last 12 hours, we had some mysterious explosions at the Kalso military base near Baghdad, Iraq. So there's a militia organization that operates in this base called the Popular Mobilization Forces, also known as the PMF. Okay, they were here at this base. They operate there. And the PMF is known as an umbrella organization that contains several pro-Iranian militias that are part of the network of proxies that Tehran has been able to use to advance its interests across the Middle East for years. So this is a pro-Iranian militia, and it came under attack late last night. Okay, and supposedly these were airstrikes. Okay, they were claiming that these were airstrikes, and I have video footage in just a little bit that shows giant craters there inside the base that appears that it was an airstrike. But yet the US and Israel are both coming out and denying any involvement in this strike. And obviously this pro-Iranian group would be a target for either the US or Israel, but probably most likely primarily Israel, because Israel's been striking lots of Iranian-backed groups lately. So this is very interesting. And if it wasn't the U.S. and it wasn't Israel, who was it? Okay, so right now, Iraq is investigating this. Their army's trying to figure out who caused this. They also said that there was no warplanes in the skies at the time of this attack. So if it wasn't like an attack on the ground with maybe, let's say, explosive devices, IEDs, or what might be, it looks like to me like it was an airstrike, because you'll see some craters and things like that in a video here pretty soon. So I have some information to go over here with you. This is very interesting what happened. And this is in the last 24, 48 hours when Israel was just supposedly attacking Iran. They also bombed Iraq and Syria. So now we've got this happening here. There's a picture there as well of some smoke coming from the military base after, I guess, most of the fire was extinguished. Okay, so let's take a look at this on the BBC. I'll also have a video for you of some footage of the fire here in a little bit. So explosion hits Iraqi military base housing pro-Iranian militia. It says here, military base in Iraq housing a pro-Iranian militia has been damaged in an explosion, killing 1 and wounded 8, security officials there have said. So 1 member of the PMF, the Popular Mobilization Forces right here, and 8 were wounded. Okay. Iraq's military reported no drones or fighter jets in the area before or during the blast, but the militia organization involved, the Popular Mobilization Forces, blamed an attack. It comes amid heightened tensions between Israel and Iran. The PMF is an umbrella organization that contains several pro-Iranian militias that are part of a network of proxies that Tehran has been able to use to advance its interests across the Middle East for years. Those militias have attacked U.S. personnel and interests in Iraq on a number of occasions in the past, with the aim of trying to force the remaining U.S. troops to leave the country. The U.S. has regularly struck back at the militias. The Pentagon has, however, moved swiftly to deny any involvement in this incident. So real quickly, they came out and said we were not involved. That's the U.S. U.S. military was not involved in this attack, although they're claiming, again, it was an airstrike. It comes as a long-running confrontation between Israel and Iran has recently moved into a new, more perilous phase amid tensions heightened by the war in Gaza. In contrast to the shadow war they have been engaged in for many years, both countries appear to have directly attacked each other's territory. There was a presumed Israeli strike carried out near the Iranian city of Isfahan early on Friday morning. The attack was an apparent response to a major drone and missile barrage that Tehran launched on Israel 6 days earlier. So something I thought about right here, right? Remember when I reported on this whole attack on Iran, and it was a very mysterious style attack? Apparently they were using quadcopter drones, and it wasn't a spectacular attack, and there was lots of misconstrued information. Some information saying Iran did come under attack, some saying they didn't. And supposedly Iran wasn't even ready for this. They had no idea the Israelis were coming, supposedly, and they launched missiles from F-35s or something like that and struck Iran in 7 different locations or something like that. And apparently they didn't know this was coming, right? Why are we seeing this again where now a base in Iraq had no idea Israel was coming. They didn't see any airplanes in the sky, no warplanes, excuse me. There's evidence that it was an airstrike, but they don't know if it was an airstrike. Like, how is that not possible? How are the people that are there, how do they not have any idea? How do they not hear the warplanes going over or anything like that? So if there was explosions, did it just happen so quickly that no one had any idea what was happening? They were just caught off guard. What happened? But again, we're seeing another style of what we saw with Iran is very mysterious, and strikes happening that are hard to explain how they happen. And if it wasn't the U.S. and it wasn't Israel, who was it? So it says here the attack was an apparent response to a major drone and missile barrage that Tehran launched on Israel 6 days earlier. The Iranian action was in retaliation for an earlier strike on senior Iranian military commanders in the Syrian capital Damascus, widely believed to have been carried out by Israel. While the conflict still seems contained to some extent for now, the Iranian foreign minister has warned that Iran will deliver an immediate and maximum response if Israel launches significant attacks on its interests. The explosion at the Kalso military base, about 50 kilometers or 30 miles south of Baghdad, happened early on Saturday morning, the military said. A member of the PMF was killed in the blast and 8 others were wounded. In a statement, the PMF said its chief of staff, Abdul Aziz al-Mohammedawi, had visited the base to review what investigators had found so far. The Iraqi military also said that it was investigating the cause of the explosion and fire at the base. The Air Defense Command report confirmed through technical efforts and radar detection that there was no drone or fighter jets in the airspace of Babil before and during the explosion. U.S. Military Central Command denied what it said were reports the U.S. had carried out airstrikes in Iraq in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter. Okay, so again, very strange. If this was supposedly an airstrike, how do they not have any evidence that there was an airstrike, or what is happening here? Unless there's some sort of new technology that's being used where maybe some new type of missiles, or I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're able to fire these missiles from really far away, and I don't know, were these hypersonic missiles, and maybe that's why they had no idea that it was coming in, that these things were flying so quickly that no one could even track them or anything like that. I don't know. What do you think we're seeing here? Are we seeing some sort of new technology? Excuse me, that's what I'm thinking. That maybe it's that. If this was not an actual airstrike from, warplanes flying over, but yet we've got evidence that it looks like it could be an airstrike. That's the only thing I could think of is maybe Israel or some other country was launching some sort of attack on this base, and maybe they were firing these missiles from really far away, and maybe there was some type of hypersonic missile maybe that was just flying so quickly it couldn't be detected. But I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. Let me show you this video. Let's go ahead and get right into this and check out the footage.
يا علي دخيلك انزل ورا السيارة ورا السيارة ورا السيارة ورا السيارة وقف عبود انزل ورا السيارة ورا السيارة محمد محاولة ما الكهرباء محاولة مو محاولة لا والله محاولة مو محاولة صاروخ محمد شادم
So you can see here, look at that major crater in the ground. That looks like from a missile hitting. Let me know what you think. I know some of this doesn't have sound, but we'll continue watching, okay? Even some aircraft hangars over here. That's what it looks like. They're all damaged. So obviously you saw in the beginning there too, there was a major fireball, and whatever hit this base, it was definitely a powerful bomb, or several, potentially several. I know we see one crater there for sure. Let me keep rolling this, and we'll kind of look over this real quick. So yeah, look at that. Look at that major explosion in the beginning, and then at one point right here, look at how big that smoke cloud is. So to me, this definitely looks like it was some sort of airstrike. Could it have been some explosion on the ground? I mean, maybe, but then again, on this part over here where we see this crater, right? Why would there be some sort of, I'm trying to get a good angle, there we go. Why would there be some sort of device planted here in the middle of the dirt? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. If it were to be an airstrike, this would make sense that we would see a crater like this in the ground. Maybe somebody planted something, but I don't see how that would be possible in the middle of a military base where everybody's here watching all the time. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think down below, but this is definitely strange. Look at all these hangars and everything got destroyed. These look like hangars for aircraft. So yeah, very crazy what we're seeing. Again, we have no idea. Was this Israel, or was this the USA? Or was this some other country? What was this? Was it a maybe a known terrorist group or something? Maybe it was some sort of attack on the base by one of their enemies. I don't know. But then again, their enemies are like the U.S. and Israel and things like that. So I don't know. Very strange, this attack. And again, I can't help but to note that this looks a lot like, at least very similar to what we saw happening with Iran when Israel attacked them just the other day. Is, again, the first word that comes to my mind is mysterious, okay? Very mysterious, and some things just don't seem to add up or make any sense, because if this looks like it was some sort of airstrike, yet they claim that there was no warplanes in the sky, what is happening here? Are these groups just lying or something? Are they lying to maybe cover up, to not push for a war? Maybe Israel really is trying to push for a war here in the Middle East. Maybe they really want a war badly. And maybe the U.S. is behind this too, and maybe they're trying to push Israel to start a war over here, and maybe Iran is just trying their best to not get involved here and not take the bait. Is that what we're possibly seeing here? Because that could kind of make sense and add up too. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. Again, very strange what we are seeing happening over here in the Middle East right now. Definitely something going on behind the scenes, and that's why I put on my thumbnail the other day, are we seeing a theater of war, okay? Some sort of theater of war where something is being fabricated on the back end, and there's information and things going on that maybe we're just not aware of. So yeah, share your thoughts and concerns down in the comment section for us. If you got something out of this update, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.